Hey everybody, Kyle Goethe here from GoatFilmReviews.com and the Goat Film Reviews YouTube channel. I've got another film haul for July 2022. As I prefaced last month, this is the month of the Criterion sale, so it's usually a much bigger month in my problem. But this actually wasn't. This was a bit of a smaller month. I actually avoided Criterion for a good amount of time. Money's been a little tighter in the Goethe household as of late. We just got a lot of things that we're working on project-wise, and I was like, I don't know if I can really do this. And part of it, too, is I have way too many Criterions I haven't actually watched. So very few things that are actually purchased here will be that, but we'll cover that as we get into it as well. There's also a couple things I ordered that didn't arrive in time, so they'll probably be on next month. So I still didn't have a great cheap month, but it could have been a little bit better, I'm sure. I'm also trying out some new lighting in here, guys. I know it's a little bit dark, but just kind of let me know what you thought about it here. Do you prefer the green screen? When I show off these discs, sometimes I show off a green one and it like gets completely bogged in and stuff. So we're just going to try a couple of different things and see how it plays out here. So first up, I ordered these last month because they were part of an Arrow Video 50% off sale. That was going on. Usually runs concurrent to the Criterion one, but this was actually running a little bit separately. So I ended up ordering a couple box sets from Arrow Video, which is one of the reasons I didn't have as much money to throw on for Criterion. This first one is the Dimension Trilogy right here, which is a box set containing 3 movies, Dimension, Return of Dimension, and Wrath of Dimension. I'm probably saying them wrong. But that's that new set right there. It's a trilogy of films. I've been told, since I'm a big fan of kaiju stuff, that this is a really cool trilogy to check out. So I'm going to. Another film that I was told, like, you're going to love this set is the Yokai Monsters collection. This is 4 films. There's an original trilogy, 100 Monsters, Spook Warfare, along with Ghosts, and then there was a reboot called The Great Yokai War. I know very little about this, so I don't want to say anything too much, but that it was just, it's a Japanese folklore, ghosts and monsters, ancient myths and legends brought to life with special effects and a big budget reboot. I don't want to say anything more than that because honestly I don't know enough about this to have any really good knowledge on it, so I just kind of pulled out of there. But Trilogy of Terror from the makers of Dimension, so I didn't realize that these kind of had similar people working on them. And then some gooey, bloody stuff right here as well, which is the Herschel Gordon Lewis Feast. Now, I had a couple of his movies already. I had Blood Feast, 2000 Maniacs, and Color Me Blood Red. This box set here is absolutely insane. It is 7 discs. It contains Blood Feast, Scum of the Earth, 2000 Maniacs, Moonshine Mountain, Color Me Blood Red, Something Weird, The Gruesome Twosome, A Taste of Blood, She-Devils on Wheels, Just for the Hell of It, How to Make a Doll, The Wizard of Gore, This Stuff Will Kill Ya, and The Gore Girls. So what is that? That is 2 films per disc. That's 14 films in this set. Got it for half off. It originally sells for like 99 bucks. I got it for 50. 14 movies for 50 bucks felt like a pretty good win to me. 3 of them I owned before, so you do the math. I think it actually worked out pretty well. I'm a fan of Blood Feast, and I really liked 2000 Maniacs. I thought it was really, really a smart and clever horror film, guised under gallons of blood. Color Me Blood Red was fine. It was kind of just, traditional gorehound kind of stuff. But I'm very excited to dip into this box set and see what's actually at play here. So those were the 3 Arrow Video things I bought. Another movie I picked up, so July 4th, the wife and I were looking for a movie to watch, and we ended up watching Gettysburg, which is a 4.5-hour movie that was kind of co-financed to be like a TNT miniseries and a theatrical release movie. And we watched the 4.5-hour movie cut of that thing, the extended director's cut, whatever you're going to call it. We watched that in like one sitting. And we both really enjoyed it. So I went snooping around, and I found this copy of Gods and Generals, the extended director's cut. So we're going to check that out. This one has much worse reviews, but it runs 4 hours and 40 minutes. So it's 10 minutes longer than Gettysburg, but it kind of tells a number of Civil War stories leading up to Gettysburg as a film. It features some returning people, some new people playing returning characters. This one has a much lower Rotten Tomatoes reception. It's like 8%, so like really not a lot of love for this one. And I hear that it has some not great representations of who the South was during this. That kind of glorifies some of their fighting stance. So I don't know if we're going to like this one as much, but we both really liked Gettysburg, so figured we had to close out the twofer there. There's another 4.5-hour movie to go with the other 4.5-hour movie. I also picked this up this month. It was just super cheap. Rick and Morty Season 5. We have the first 4 seasons, so we felt, okay, we got to have Season 5, right? I know this stuff is streaming on HBO Max, but as I've said many times before, I don't trust digital. I just don't. We all saw the news that came out about PlayStation changing some of their connections, so a lot of people lost a lot of movies. I spend a lot of money on movies. I can't afford to rebuy them every single time, even though I do rebuy them quite often. I don't have that kind of standing where it's like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to pay money for something that I already purchased to purchase it again. There are a number of movies I own digitally that I haven't even watched yet. I haven't had time to. And it's like, you take those away from me before I even watch them. I spent money on nothing then. So I have Rick and Morty Season 5 because when our robot overlords remove everything from streaming, I'll be able to watch Rick and Morty, and you won't. So I got a little emotional there. Okay? Up next here, I just picked this one up as well. The Batman. There was Amazon Prime Day happened, and this was like $15, so I felt it was the right time to get it. Again, I know it's on HBO Max, but when the robot overlords show up, I can watch the Batman, and you can't. I really like the Batman. It's kind of a weird movie in some ways. Where like it's a 3-hour movie, but you don't really feel it until about 2 hours and 40 minutes in. That's when I felt like kind of the length of it hitting my chair a little bit. And I think it worked a little bit better at home because I was in a more comfortable seated position watching the movie than I was in the theater. I didn't have a very comfortable theater seat situation. So I think it worked pretty darn well. I really liked the movie. It's still my top 10 of the year. It's been shuffled around a little bit, but it's still up in that top 10. So we'll see if it stays there until the end of the year. And the last thing I bought this month, I bought it just last week, and that is the 4K of Shaft. Oh, yeah. So Criterion just released this 4K. It's like spine number 1130. So it's one of the very recent 4K releases, one of the very recent releases by Criterion in general. And I was really excited to get this one because I knew this movie was coming, and I'd been trying to get my hands on the original Shaft trilogy for a while. So when I came across Shaft in Africa, which is the third film, on just a used DVD store sale, I picked it up because I had been told by a colleague of mine that Shaft was coming to 4K from Criterion, and that this would have as a special feature Shaft's big score, which is the second film. So now with that, I have the original trilogy of Shaft movies. I've seen bits and pieces of all the Richard Roundtree ones, and I think I saw the reboot with Sam Jackson from 2000, but I've never seen one of the original ones all the way through from beginning to end. So I'm very excited to check this one out. I'm very interested in that one. Yeah, I just like. The 70s had a really cool and dynamic sense of filmmakers that were coming out trying new things, and I think as far as blaxploitation, Shaft it's one of the most iconic, and I like franchises, so like knowing that there was a couple of them I can go and like kind of re-delve into them a few times over. So that was what I bought for July. Like I said, it was actually a pretty light month, probably more than most people buy in a month, but less than I usually do, especially during one of the heavy hitter months. And like I said, I got a couple things that I'm pretty sure I've ordered that have not arrived yet, so they'll be on the way, and they'll probably be here for next month's movie haul, but you can look forward to that at the end of August. For right now, thank you guys for joining me. Again, let me know down in the comments what you thought about the films I picked up this month. Did you love some? Did you hate some? Are there some in between? I'd love to know your take on some of these movies. Which one should I be watching first? I've already opened up and watched my Batman copy because it's Batman. It's pretty solid movie. But let me know what I should be watching next, and if there's something I should be returning to the store. Again, I'm really curious to see what you take to the table with this one. So thank you guys for joining me so much. You can check out all my film reviews over at goatfilmreviews.com. You can find Goat Film Reviews on Facebook. You can follow me personally at Almighty Goatman on Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd. You can check out my show Kyle and Nick on Film that I host with Nick Plowchuk from the St. Paul Filmcast Mondays, Thursdays, and Scary Movie Saturdays. We have 3 episodes a week where we just break down a different film in the past and see how it works. So thank you guys for joining me. All those links are down in the description. We'll see you next time.